Every single year, thousands of federal employees leave TSP to go to an IRA to take advantage of the strategies, the flexibilities, etc., that IRAs allow. However, doing it the right way, getting the money from TSP to an IRA smoothly, makes the entire difference. If you do it wrong, you can pay massive taxes and penalties. So I don't want that to happen to you. Let's dive in. Long story short, and today I'm not going to really focus on whether or not you should move from TSP to an IRA. That's a whole different topic, which I've got other videos on. I'm assuming you're planning on it. Many feds do. What are the things that you definitely want to make sure so you don't get drained in taxes or fees? Let's dive in. Mistake number one, indirect rollover. This is one of the worst things you can do. That's why I put it as number one. You always, 100% of the time, want to do a direct rollover, meaning the money never hits your personal hands. It goes directly from TSP over to the place that is going to hold your IRA, whether it be Vanguard, Schwab, Fidelity. You want it to go directly, never to get sent to your mailbox, never to get deposited in anything like your savings checking, nothing like that. You want it to go directly. So you want to make sure that's done perfect. So when you're going through this process, make sure it's clear it's getting sent directly to the institution where you're going to have your IRA. Because if you don't, then it's considered either an indirect rollover, which they're going to withhold at least 20% for taxes, which is huge. If you have $1 million, that's $200,000. That's a huge amount of money. And if they consider it just a withdrawal because it hit your checking account, then you can pay up to 40%-ish in taxes, depending on what state you live. So it can make a massive difference. You wanted to go direct to the TSP. And if you do it correctly, so let's say you've got the traditional TSP. If you take the traditional TSP and send it directly to a traditional IRA, direct, again, not going anywhere else, there's no taxes and no penalties. That's the beauty of this. There shouldn't be any taxes, any penalties. And if you go Roth to Roth, so Roth TSP to a Roth IRA, same thing, no taxes, no penalties. That's how it should be. If you do it indirectly or take withdrawal first and try to get that to an IRA, it's just not going to work. So please don't do that. Make it a direct rollover. Next, losing the rule of 55. Most people don't realize that TSP has some special rules when it comes to withdrawals if you're under the age of 59 and a half. Generally speaking, if you retire in the year you turn 55 or later, so let's say you retire from the Fed at 57, you can withdraw from TSP immediately without penalty. However, if you are 57, you move directly over to an IRA, you cannot automatically just pull from that IRA without penalty. The IRA, as a default, will have a 10% penalty on that. So if you are planning to go to an IRA, make sure you leave plenty of money that you would need in the meantime. For example, if you're 57, how much money do you plan on withdrawing between 57 and 59 and a half? That's 2.5 years. Keep that money in the TSP. Everything else you can move over to an IRA. That won't be a problem. It's just if you move everything to an IRA, lock yourself out of the TSP, then your money is locked down. You can't touch without penalty until 59 and a half. So keep that in mind. And by the way, this age 55, the rule of 55, is actually earlier if you're a special provisions Fed. You can actually take it out earlier without penalty under special provisions. Mistake number 3, rolling over RMDs. Long story short, if you're in the RMD stage, if you're in your 70s, be very careful about when and how you move to an IRA. Make sure you satisfy the RMD in the TSP first, right? You take the amount out that you need, and then you go to an IRA. That is huge. I'm not going to dive into this huge because a lot of you aren't at RMD age, but if you are, make sure you satisfy your RMDs for the year, then you do the rollover, and that makes it a lot more clean. What about an investment plan? Going to an IRA can be crazy for some people. In the TSP, they're used to 5 investment options, right? The G Fund, F Fund, C, S, and I. That's the core, right? That's the core of what you have. In an IRA, you have thousands and thousands, many of which are fantastic, many of which are terrible, right? There's some great and there's terrible, so you have to know what you're looking for. Do you have an investment plan? Moving to an IRA can give you tons of flexibility in how you take withdrawals, certain tax strategies, what investments you have access to. There's a lot of perks. However, if you don't have a plan on what you're going to do to keep the fees down, to actually get the most out of it, then you will struggle, okay? TSP is great at being simple. It's not as flexible and as strategic when it comes to certain tax strategies, but it is simple. So it depends what you're optimizing for. Make sure you've got a great investment plan if you're moving to an IRA. Here's your checklist. Number 1, make sure it's a direct transfer from the TSP to the institution you're moving it to. Number two, calculate your bridge. How much money do you need to keep in TSP if you're un 59 and a half so that you are taken care of? Also, if you're in your 70s and there's RMDs to take first, make sure that happens. And of course, make sure you have a great investment plan. Now, if you want help managing your investments in an IRA, we help Feds with that all the time. Feel free to reach out in the description. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.